The luxury fashion world is spiraling, and at the center of the chaos are two of music's biggest stars and one of the most powerful brands in the industry. What started as a quiet rumor has erupted into a full-scale scandal. Allegations are circulating that Cardi B received private refunds for her Birkin bags, not due to defects, but allegedly as part of a behind-the-scenes agreement to keep quiet about Hermès' secret use of Chinese manufacturing. The brand, once synonymous with elite French craftsmanship, is now being accused of deception at the highest level. And just as the backlash hit a boiling point, Doja Cat stepped into the spotlight, not with a statement, but with a series of cryptic moves that fans believe were anything but accidental. Doja didn't call anyone out directly, but she didn't have to. A cryptic tweet, a carefully timed unfollow, and a string of shady likes lit social media on fire. Fans instantly connected the dots, and what once seemed like a conspiracy theory suddenly started to look a lot like reality. Was Cardi B's loyalty to Hermès genuine or paid for? And if Hermès really tried to buy her silence, what does that say about the entire luxury industry? This isn't just about two celebrities and some handbags. It's about the collapse of trust in high fashion. Stick around because what you're about to hear might change how you view luxury forever. For years, Hermès cultivated an untouchable image, one rooted in heritage, prestige, and painstaking craftsmanship. Each Birkin bag was marketed as a work of art, crafted by a single artisan in a quiet French workshop, requiring 20 to 40 hours of meticulous labor. Customers weren't just buying a handbag, they were buying into a legacy, a symbol of timeless luxury with a price tag that matched the myth. But that myth came crashing down when viral footage from inside a Chinese factory revealed a very different reality. Instead of artisans, there were workers assembling bags in bulk on production lines. No hand stitching, no atelier, just mass production cloaked in luxury branding. The fallout was immediate and explosive. TikTok investigators and fashion insiders flooded the internet with breakdowns of the footage, exposing what many now call one of the biggest betrayals in luxury fashion. Hermès, the gold standard of exclusivity, was allegedly doing the unthinkable, outsourcing production and relabeling the goods as made in France. Outrage spread like wildfire. Customers who had spent tens of thousands of dollars felt deceived. Influencers began questioning their partnerships, and suddenly, a $30,000 bag didn't symbolize elegance. It symbolized a lie. The trust that Hermès spent decades building was now under siege, and the internet wasn't going to let it go. Just as Hermès found itself in the center of a growing scandal, Cardi B's social media lit up with a flurry of high-glamour Birkin posts. Not just one or two, but a parade of rare colorways, limited editions, and exclusive styles stacked floor to ceiling in her closet. At first glance, it looked like a flex. But for fans paying attention to the timing, it raised serious questions. Every time Hermès was hit with backlash, Cardi responded not with words, but with more Birkins. The optics? Immaculate. The message? Deliberate. In a time when the brand's credibility was under fire, Cardi's posts reminded the world of Hermès' elite status, almost too perfectly. Then came the whispers. According to circulating rumors, those Birkin showcases weren't just for clout. They were calculated distractions. Behind the scenes, Hermès allegedly issued Cardi B a private refund, not due to any flaws in the bags, but to secure her silence as accusations mounted. No press releases, no denials, just silence, packaged in luxury. And suddenly, her closet wasn't just a symbol of wealth. It became ground zero for a larger cover-up. Fans who once envied her collection began to wonder if the bags weren't endorsements of luxury, but evidence of complicity. In the world of high fashion, silence has a price, and in this case, it may have come with a return receipt. In a world where silence is currency, Doja Cat chose chaos, and fans couldn't get enough. Without naming names, she lit the internet on fire with just one tweet. Silence is never neutral. That was all it took. Within hours, fans were dissecting every move she made, from liking a shady comment calling influencers paid distractions, to unliking it once it started gaining traction. Then came the now infamous TikTok eye roll, posted at the exact moment rumors of Cardi B's alleged Hermès refund began to swirl. She even unfollowed Cardi, sending the message loud and clear without ever saying a word. It wasn't just shade, it was surgical, calculated, devastating. And Doja didn't stop there. While other celebrities polished their brand deals and posted filtered apologies, she turned up the volume. Her tone shifted from playful to pointed, from mainstream to messy, the kind of messy that exposes rot beneath the surface. Fans rallied behind her, praising her for breaking ranks and refusing to play the luxury industry's PR game. In an era where most stars are too invested or too scared to speak out, Doja made it clear. She wasn't here to protect anyone's brand image. She was here to tear down the illusion. And with every like, every post, every unfollow, she turned passive aggression into public rebellion. And fans loved her for it. The moment whispers of Cardi B's alleged Hermès refund began circulating, the internet did what it does best: investigate. Fashion Twitter exploded. Reddit threads were flooded. TikTok turned into a courtroom. Fans began cross-referencing dates, posts, and brand timelines with eerie precision. What they found was hard to ignore. Every time Hermes faced a wave of public backlash, Cardi posted another Birkin. A rare colorway here, a floor-to-ceiling display there. It didn't feel like coincidence. It felt like strategy. Like her posts were being used to drown out the controversy and keep the illusion of luxury intact. And fans weren't buying it. On the other side, Doja Cat's entire online presence transformed. She ditched the polished campaigns and leaned into chaos, and it was intentional. Suddenly, her feed was filled with clown emojis, DIY fashion, cryptic captions, and unsubtle jabs at influencer culture. She liked, and then quickly unliked, a meme calling influencers paid distractions. She commented, "Couldn't be me," under a viral post dragging celebs for selling out to shady brands. Fans immediately clocked the message. Doja wasn't just calling out a friend. She was calling out the system, and she was doing it in the most unapologetically Doja way possible. Raw, rebellious, and completely unfiltered. What if the most glamorous endorsements aren't about style, but silence? That's the uncomfortable question now rattling the entire fashion world. As rumors swirl that Cardi B may have been quietly refunded by Hermes to help mute the backlash, fans are starting to view every influencer partnership through a new, suspicious lens. Was the Birkin just a status symbol or a silencing tool? If a celebrity can be allegedly bought off with refunds to protect a brand's reputation, what does that say about the rest of the influencer economy? What was once seen as aspirational is now being scrutinized as potentially transactional and manipulative. The fallout is shaking the foundation of luxury branding. For years, celebrity partnerships have propped up billion-dollar fashion empires, creating trust through authenticity, or at least the illusion of it. But that trust is now eroding fast. Audiences are demanding to know, are influencers truly passionate about the brands they promote? Or are they just collecting checks while scandals simmer behind the scenes? For consumers, it's a deep betrayal. For influencers, it's a wake-up call. Because in the age of transparency, loyalty can't be bought. And once trust is broken, even the prettiest product placements start to look like propaganda. Luxury fashion's once impenetrable image is cracking, and behind the scenes, the panic is palpable. Industry insiders say PR teams are holding emergency meetings, desperately updating contracts and rewording influencer clauses. Legal departments are combing through NDAs line by line, looking for loopholes and liabilities. Some brands have already paused or outright canceled upcoming influencer campaigns, afraid that the next public figure might bring more controversy than clout. And in a move that says it all, major fashion houses are reportedly drafting pre-written public statements. Not because something has happened, but because they expect it to. The atmosphere inside fashion's inner circle? Absolute paranoia. Stylists are dodging calls. Celebrities are ignoring their brand handlers. Trust is dissolving faster than a dropped partnership. This isn't just about Cardi B or one refund. It's about the realization that the entire influencer ecosystem could be built on fragile, unethical foundations. If one celebrity was allegedly paid off to stay quiet, how many others took similar deals without the public ever knowing? The fear is no longer about bad PR, it's about exposure. And in a world where digital receipts live forever, even the most polished image can unravel overnight. When traditional media hesitates, TikTok steps in, and fans are doing what no brand ever expected: building timelines. With digital breadcrumbs scattered across Instagram, YouTube, and archived TikToks, users are connecting the dots in real time. They're comparing influencer Birkin hauls with the dates whistleblower reports leaked, matching Dior campaigns to labor abuse headlines, and identifying the eerie silence that followed every luxury scandal. It's not just speculation, it's evidence. And the deeper they dig, the more damning the patterns become. Suddenly, a post that once looked like a glamorous brand moment starts to look like damage control. Influencers who once basked in praise are now under a different kind of spotlight. Many are being called out for their uncanny ability to go radio silent during controversies, only to resurface with lavish gifts and tone-deaf captions. The timing is too perfect, and fans have had enough. In a space once driven by aspiration, people are now seeing manipulation. What once felt aspirational now feels orchestrated. And with every timeline video that goes viral, another layer of trust peels away. Because if these influencers were complicit in maintaining a luxury lie, then the audience wasn't just sold a product. They were sold silence disguised as style. For decades, luxury fashion operated like a fairy tale, carefully curated, impossibly perfect, and completely out of reach. Brands like Hermes built their power not just on leather and logos, but on a story. That every stitch was done by hand, that every piece was ethically sourced, that luxury equaled integrity. But that illusion is now in ruins. Doja Cat didn't need a press conference to pull back the curtain. A tweet, a TikTok, and a few brutal likes were all it took. She didn't just hint at corruption. She exposed the entire backstage of a billion-dollar show. She reminded fans that those red carpet smiles and designer campaigns often come with hidden contracts and silent agreements, and that sometimes the loudest lies are whispered through luxury. What's left in the aftermath isn't just public outrage, it's consumer awakening. Gen Z and millennial buyers, once captivated by exclusivity, are now demanding accountability. They're no longer impressed by filtered glamour or celebrity endorsements. They want to know who made their bags, where they were made, and what was sacrificed in the process. Doja's rebellion didn't just challenge one brand, it shattered the trust that held the whole system together. Because when luxury is exposed as a carefully constructed illusion, people don't just walk away from the product, they walk away from the promise. And for the fashion industry, that might be the most expensive loss of all. What began as a single cryptic tweet has unraveled into one of the most revealing moments in modern fashion history. The alleged Hermes refund scandal involving Cardi B and the silent backlash called out by Doja Cat isn't just a celebrity feud, it's a full-blown reckoning. An entire industry that has long thrived on mystique, privilege, and illusion is now facing uncomfortable truths. The public is no longer content with polished press releases and glamorous ad campaigns. They want receipts, not just the kind that list the price, but the kind that expose what's really going on behind the velvet curtain. And when consumers feel deceived, it's not just outrage, it's revolt. Doja Cat's quiet defiance didn't just spark a conversation, it lit a fuse. Her refusal to play along sent shockwaves through fashion's highest ranks, reminding everyone that influence without integrity is meaningless. In a world that's craving honesty, authenticity is the new luxury. And for brands that can't deliver it, the fallout will be swift. Because once people realize the emperor has no clothes, or worse, that the clothes were made in a factory halfway across the world and sold under a lie, there's no going back. The age of curated silence is over. And now, the fashion industry has two choices: evolve or be exposed.